Stephen Woolfe, EFDD.
Thank you, Mr. Moscovici, for sharing with us in your first speech your prophetic dream of a European state and EU growth. For the majority of Europeans in this House, they have indeed seen growth. Growth in the EU budget to 146 billion, size of the buildings, the number of civil servants, and their exorbitant salaries. But in Europe, unemployment is 12.8% on average. Youth unemployment in Italy is 44%. Eurozone GDP 0.1. We're losing share of GDP worldwide. Private investment down 17%. People shoot themselves in front of the Greek parliament because of austerity. People are leaving their homes across Europe because they can't find jobs. Suicide rates up. Depression rates up. Homelessness, isolation, depression. This is your dream. The dream of civil servants and career politicians who have never had a job in the real world themselves. When will you realise that this is a nightmare for the people of Europe, not a dream? And when will you realise it's failed?
Mr.
Woolfe, obviously I don't share your conception of things. I've said I'm happy to work with any parliamentarian regardless of their colour. And I'm quite happy to do that. I can repeat that again and again, but I don't believe that Europe is a nightmare, that there's depression and tragedy. I think, on the contrary, Europe is the solution faced with certain disasters we have seen, chaos and deep depression in other areas. And I think we're all aware, you formulate it in your way, I do it differently, that for many Europeans, Europe is too much of a restriction. It's too limiting. It's seen as fortress Europe. That's not my view, but we have to respond to that. I have a European dream and have had for a long time, a dream that my parents had before me. My father was born in Romania. My mother came from a Polish family. He came to France, and a divided continent that's become reunited so that we now can work together. It's been 20 years now that this has been an inspiration for my political life with elections and difficult circumstances where there are large numbers of working class people who I've met. I know their anger. What's our task here? Is it to scare people? Is it to generate disenchantment? No, it's to stoke hope. And in general, we want to be moving in that direction. Yes, the European dream is at risk to a degree. Its last stance saloon, and I don't share the tone that you've used, but I do understand that we have to roll up our sleeves to make sure that Europe works better and responds better to people's expectations, but that's always been my political conviction.